Alrighty, Metropolis and gender. Some of these ideas you'll be able to use in the religion because we're talking about the juxtaposition between Maria and Robot Maria quite a lot, but let's get into things. First of all, the context. Socially and culturally, increasingly women had some jobs in World War I, especially in Germany, but basically as soon as the servicemen got back from war, these jobs were claimed back. Women were given the vote under the Weimar government. But I suppose the weirdest thing about this is there's still an objectification and portrayal of women negatively in the film, besides the fact that the screenplay was mainly written by Tia von Harbo, Lang's wife. But really, how you could suggest that is that it reflects the gender norms of her era. Okay, even though the script mainly written by a woman, it reflects the gender norms of the time. Alright, so women, as reflecting their time, rarely seen in the film. When they are depicted in the film, they're objects of lust and fear, or motherly and virginal depictions. Robot Maria and Maria. So when Robot Maria is created by Rotwang, okay, she's described as the most perfect tool mankind ever possessed. Okay. She's referred to as an object and not a person. Okay. In the end, Robot Maria's demise, she's burnt at the stake like a witch. Okay. So you can talk about the religious, symbolism there, but also the fact that, representing women being evil, it must be a witch. There's the low angle shot, both of her on the funeral pyre when she is being filmed at the stake, and also when she's dancing, represents the power she has or had. Certainly when she's dancing as Robot Maria in the club and everybody's looking up at her, it represents the fact that she has the power, and it's this lust. So there is the kaleidoscopic sequence of eyes. We've talked about this at other times, of the men leering like dogs. Okay, it's very surreal, and her power is gained through the men's inability to control themselves. Okay, this is their true desires despite what is socially acceptable. Now, Maria is basically the polar opposite of Robot Maria, and that's the whole point in the film. She is very motherly. When we're introduced to her in the film, she's surrounded by children, which shows her caring, sensitive, motherly side. When she is preaching for a revolution and a change to, what's happening within Metropolis, she's asking for peace. She doesn't want anyone going around banging heads. Everything needs to be peaceful. So the other thing is that while she is preaching for a revolution and for all this change, she's actually waiting for someone to help out. She's not suggesting that they do it herself. She needs the heart, a man, to pass the role on to. And even in the end of the film, she has to be saved by Freda. So, she is the embodiment of the gender stereotype at the time. Now, certainly talking about the objectification of women, we've talked about Robot Maria and the fact that she's treated as an object. Fair enough, she is an object. But when the flood is happening down in the catacombs and in the factory area, get your wives and sons, leave no one behind. So within that statement, somehow the daughters aren't sort of mentioned. In the Eternal Garden, which we look at as the Garden of Eden, the women are chosen for Freda. They're just objects, and they're just trying to impress him. They're flirting and running around in fairly revealing clothes of the time. They're just objects for Freda to choose from. When Freda initially spots Maria and falls in love with her, it's basically for her looks. He never says a word to her or exchanges anything with her. It's just he looks at her and goes, I want that. So there's that certain objectivity there. And whilst the workers are all men, they're all dehumanized. You can talk about how they're walking in. But also the women there are no women workers. So they're segregated even more so within society. So they're underneath the workers are the women. Thank you.